Hey guys, Zen here, and welcome back. Now, this operator, Frost, is the next major update to Rainbow Six Siege, and Ubisoft has finally made one of the most controversial changes playable with the Frost rework. Now, if you're wondering why exactly is Frost getting a rework, you're not alone, and they've even changed some stuff since it was first revealed, and in this video, we're going into everything you need to know about it, including the incredible controversy that surrounded this change. Also, Ubisoft's next major title, XDefiant, is back again, and they revealed even more about the game and outed the very first public beta for you to get your grubby little hands on. And who remembers this gem? R6 Mobile is another title we have to discuss here, and so let's just jump into it.
Boom.
Now, Rainbow posted this video recently, and it's the initial teaser for the next Rengoku event. Rengoku has become somewhat of a fan favorite in Rainbow Six Siege, and this teaser is showing off a new addition here. So, if you're unfamiliar, Rengoku is an event where every operator has a unique kunai knife, and you essentially play team deathmatch on Skyscraper. In the past, we've had the Capitao Fire kunai, Nomad's Air Jab kunai, and Smoke's Gas Canister. But now, it looks like the new Fear mechanic is being added, because you can see that purple smoke coming from the kunai. A lot of people enjoyed this event, and the skins and exclusive items are still popular throughout Rainbow Six Siege, so expect it with the Year 8 Season 2.2 update that is also making Rank 2.0 a more balanced experience by adjusting the skill rating matchmaking. Cheers!
Players will be able to get themselves up. The catch here is that when we talk about making any changes like this to try to remove frustration, we want to make sure that we're empowering both sides.
So this is the first time the Frost rework was shown off, and the response was incredibly critical from the community. And since that moment, Ubisoft has been pretty tight-lipped on what's going on with the rework, up until right now. So in the lab test server, you can try out this rework to Frost, and they've made some changes. So for starters, as an attacker, if you are trapped, yes, it is true that you'll be able to get yourself out of it. You'll no longer need that other teammate to help you out, and it'll take exactly 2.5 seconds to remove the trap. But because you can do this, you'll get a debuff that makes it so that you can't sprint for 25 seconds, and for every step you take, you'll leave behind a blood trail. Now, in comparison to the Year 8 reveal panel, you're not leaking quite as much, so there isn't as much blood, but it'll still be easy enough for Frost or other defenders to track you down and secure the kill. Now, to cut to the chase, I have genuinely not seen anyone in the community who's in favor of this change to Frost. I've looked through the comments of the reveals, followed the discussion on Twitter, and I just cannot find really anyone who actually wants this to be added to Rainbow Six Siege. For one, Frost has been one of the operators with a ton of change over the years. She's gone through weapon nerfs, major secondary gadget changes, and just tons of tweaks to get her to sit comfortably in the meta. She's the quintessential trap operator, and one of her most redeeming qualities is that her gadget is fully mechanical and is not affected by EMPs, and that makes Frost incredibly unique. At this point, she just feels great, and they've gone through every other aspect of this operator and have now landed on this rework to the trap itself that just isn't sitting right with a huge majority of players. As for my thoughts, personally, the Frost rework just feels unnecessary. I look at an operator like Blackbeard, or even Sense to a certain degree, and think how much more effective a rework to those operators would be, especially in a meta like the one we're currently in. Frost just seems like a non-issue. I mean, there's actually a lot of gameplay that's being shifted here. For instance, some Frost players will know a trap went off and purposefully wait it out until they hear the attacker's teammate come over to help, and then go and secure 2 kills instead of 1. With this, that entire interaction is just gone, and it feels like another change that puts a heavy focus on self-reliance and gets further away from the tactical team setup that makes Siege feel dynamic. And so this change has been very, very controversial, but as always, they are looking for honest feedback, and I'd be interested to know you guys' thoughts here as well. Are you in favor of this rework to Frost, or do you see it unnecessary? Leave a comment down below. I'll be sure to read through them. Now, Year 7 is next. Yes, the previous year of Rainbow Six Siege, I think, was actually pretty underrated. We got some absolutely incredible operators like Solus and Azami, and some big new features that set up Year 8. But how did the year fare for you? It was a super special year for me, because in Year 7, I actually hit Diamond for the first time, and it's a little extra sweet because it was before the introduction of Rank 2.0 and the grind that was MMR. But Ubisoft prepared these Year 7 highlight videos that detail your big tentpole moments, and some of these stats are eye-opening. They are fairly long, so we'll keep it brief and check out some of mine. Roll it. Now, if you want to see yours, I'll leave a link down below for you to check it out. But again, I thought year 7 was a high point for Siege. Of course, there wasn't as much content as some of the earlier years, but I think there were some really game-changing operators that are some of the most popular today. Next up, recently, Ubisoft held its Ubisoft Forward event, where they show off what they've been working on. We got new gameplay of the super anticipated Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which should be releasing on December 7th of 2023. My game of the show was actually the new Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, which I know some people weren't thrilled about, but I played the original Prince of Persia some time ago and absolutely loved it. And this is more of a return to form with 2D platforming, and so it's taking me back. But I think one of Ubisoft's most important updates was with XDefiant. They announced the full roadmap and release schedule, and depending on when you're watching this video, there's an open play session for the public to go in and play test the game to get ready for the official launch later this summer. To start off, XDefiant will have a 6-week preseason before it actually starts rolling out season 1, and it'll include all of the launch content. So that's 5 factions, 14 maps, 24 weapons, and exclusive game modes. And as time has gone on, the response to XDefiant has been really positive. People are really enjoying the unique take on an arcade-style shooter that isn't Call of Duty, but feels just as tight and can hold its own against the juggernaut. And I've said this in the past, but it's just new, particularly in the shooter space. It's been the same live service games running their course for nearly a decade, and nothing truly new has come out. Call of Duty, Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, Apex. I mean, these are all last generation shooters that have climbed up through the years with live service content. XDefiant is one of the first big AAA shooters that's here for this generation with the backing of a massive corporation to supply resources for a new live service experience. And I think for a lot of gamers is that fresh breath of air they're craving. Now, how it'll fare once the game comes out is entirely up to the support the game receives after launch, but Ubisoft seems to be taking this one very seriously. I think they really want it to be their next Rainbow Six Siege cash cow, or at least it's positioned that way. Personally, I've never been one for arcade shooters, but I am rooting for just something new to actually launch with legs to stand on, and XDefiant does have potential. Now, last up is this, R6 Mobile. Yes, this is still a game that's coming out, and it'll be that core Siege experience that you know and love, just for mobile platforms. Now though, they're back with the closed beta 2.0, and there are some new additions. So this time around, there's operator progression via mastery tracks, and this is something that even players from the main game have been interested in. A way to progress through an operator and essentially master them and gain rewards. There's also a new battle pass with no experience cap, and to top it all off, the introduction of Team Deathmatch. Now, in Rainbow Six Siege, TDM has moved from its own playlist and has been added into the arcade playlist, which is where I think it works best. But on a mobile platform, I can see this being something pretty special. When you're sitting and waiting for an appointment at the doctor's office or hopping on the bus for a quick ride, a dedicated match of Siege can take a good amount of time, and maybe you just don't have that much time in those situations. And so I could see TDM being a great solution for that quick drop in, drop out, low commitment Siege experience on the go. Now, of course, this isn't the complete focus for the game, but one thing they have mentioned is that ranked mode is currently in development and progressing. So for those wondering, yes, Rainbow Six Mobile will have its own ranked mode. Now, they also showed off this. It's the planned rollout for R6 Mobile, and as it stands, we still don't have many concrete dates for this stuff, but it looks like during the soft launch, they'll have smaller mini seasons and an all new map, with the full launch getting even more content with an all new operator. Now, the roster of operators at launch is limited to a handful for both offense and defense, but they've never announced any kind of exclusive brand new operator for this game, and so it should be noted that this quote new content will most likely be stuff already in Rainbow Six Siege. There's still some time before everyone is playing R6 Mobile, but it's coming along, and I think once it does launch, a lot of new players will get to see what Rainbow Six is all about and get involved. And guys, that's really it. We have some new things coming to the channel very soon, and you guys will begin to see some of that shortly. So get subscribed, and I'll catch you in the next video. Hey, I'm out.